This is Joshua Hart here for Seconds Out. Delighted today to be joined by Pat McCormack here at the Ben Davison Performance Centre. Pat, it's exciting times for yourself. You've got a fight date, October 26th in Manchester. Just how excited are you to be back?
Yeah, excited to be back. Obviously I had a little bit of time out with injuries, shows being pushed back, but yeah, looking forward to getting in there and getting the job done.
How frustrating has this last year or so been? Obviously a lot of fight dates have been given for you, but injuries kept you out of the ring. Obviously that's no fault of your own. At this stage of your career as well, where you're just getting started, but you're starting to break into that title contention side of the career, how frustrating is it?
Yeah, it is what it is. It's boxing and shit happens, but what can you do? I've stayed in the gym, kept myself right, and I'm looking forward to getting back under them lights and getting active this year.
It's a tough opponent. It's a tough opponent you've got as well. William Andres Herrera fought Paddy Donovan last and gave Paddy Donovan some big issues. Yeah. What are you expecting from him when you get in the ring with him?
Yeah, I'm expecting a tough fight, but I think I'm on another level to this kid, and I think I'll be able to outbox him and hopefully get the stoppage.
And then just looking at mapping out, let's say, the next 12 to 18 months for yourself, obviously, do you feel, first of all, that you're kind of playing a game of making up for lost time, and for what you wanted to do in this last year now that you've not been able to do, you're going to go and do that now and almost, I guess you say, speed run it a little bit?
Yeah, it's one fight at a time. Obviously, you've got to get through this fella, look good, and then push on to see what's next.
How active would you like to be though? If you get through William Andres Herrera unscathed and injury free, how many times would you like to be fighting?
I would like another fight this year if I could, and then hopefully 3 or 4 next year.
And just talking about some of the names that you've got around you in this gym, obviously Campbell Hatton shares the fight date with you as well. He'll be in a big rematch. What do you expect Campbell to, obviously his first fight with the gym? What's it been like working with him first of all?
Yeah, I think Campbell's come on a lot since he's come here. Obviously he's come out of his home environment, around instead of training by himself, he's around world champions, and yeah, I think he's looking good. He's been sparring well, and I think he's gonna do it and get the win over for the rematch, 100%.
Is that something that you two hold in common, in that you've both kind of come out your home areas and relocated yourself just to benefit yourself for this sport? What was that transition like, obviously going from Newcastle all the way down to Essex? What was that like for yourself?
Well, I've lived away since I was 16. Obviously I was on the GB squad living in Sheffield through the week, so nothing's really much changed. Obviously it's just twice as far. Yeah, do you know what I mean? But it's got to be done. There's nothing really up there for me, boxing wise, so this is the best place that would be.
And how big is that desire to headline at home in Newcastle? We know that you were meant to do that last year in November, but then your stablemate Shabazz Masood ended up getting that after an injury for yourself. How big is that desire to go back to Newcastle and headline?
I just want to get active, to be honest. I'm not bothered. I've fought all over the world as an amateur, do you know what I mean? I never really fought in the UK, so anywhere in the UK is good. This Manchester show is going to be good, biggest arena in England, so I'm looking forward to fighting there.
And then obviously you got your stablemate Lee Wood sat just over there. A year ago today he fought Josh Warrington in what was his last fight. For now anyway, we know he was trying to get back in the ring. But being able to work around champions like Lee, like Antony Joshua for example, for you, obviously, I know you've been on that GB squad and you've been surrounded by such elite talent, but there's that difference from an Olympian to a solid name like Lee Wood and AJ, world champions. They've done magical things for boxing. What's it like being around them and seeing how they work?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, I was on the at GB when Joshua was training there. Lee Wood, he's watched him train for a few world titles, done really well. Yeah, so it's good to be around names like that and see how they do it and see how far off you are.
Would you say it's almost inspiring, especially seeing someone like Lee Wood, who at one point, he wasn't even sure if he was going to win a British title, for him to be a 2-time world champion and looking at hopefully becoming a 2-weight world champion as well. For someone like yourself, obviously you've come from that different background of having that Olympic background, and almost because of that experience you got on the amateurs, like now you've had 5 fights as a professional and you've already competed for titles. Do you feel that you can get to that world level, especially when you can see it, the way how Lee's done it and worked hard?
Yeah, 100%, but you just got to take one fight at a time. That's all I do. All my focus is just on 26th of October, not looking past. But I get the job done and then hopefully get some work towards some titles next year, British, Commonwealth, European, things like that.
How important is it to take it one fight at a time? Because something that I've noticed, when we see big boxing matches, especially ones we've been seeing with Riyadh season at the moment, there'll be like a multi-fight plan for these fights. For example, Tyson Fury, last year, obviously December 23rd when AJ headlined, that was the original proposed date for Fury versus Usyk, but then you had that performance against Ngannou. Do you feel that could be a prime example of taking his eye off the ball, and because there's an even bigger prize in the future, which obviously you could think of in the world titles, do you feel that's why you see things like that and you just go one fight at a time?
Nah, because you cannot look past anyone. Do you know what I mean? It's boxing, you see it all the time. You need to get the job done on the fight night and then think about what after.
And then just very quickly, a word on Antony Joshua. Obviously, headlined Wembley a few weeks ago. I know you were there, Dan, with all the lads here. While not the night for him, it still shows the star power. And one thing that AJ showed that the fans had questions was Hart. The fans had questioned his heart and his desire, but in a fight that probably couldn't have gone any worse for him, he kept going. And in that last 15 seconds before he got dropped, he hurt Dubois, and he did get to him. Just for yourself, obviously, as one of his stay-weights, how frustrating was that night, first of all, but also how proud can you be of Antony?
Yeah, obviously, I was at the show. It was an unbelievable event. Like, he sold that out himself, 96,000, so you can't knock him, can you? But yeah, it wasn't the best performance, but there's always things to put right. So I don't know what he's going to do now. I don't know if he's going to go for the rematch, but I think Joshua's got that mentality where he can come back from anything. As you've seen him before with Ruiz, come back from Ruiz, but beat him easy the next time. So it is what it is. Boxing, especially at heavyweight, it only takes one shot. I thought Joshua nearly had him out in the fifth. Obviously, wasn't thinking straight through that shot, but it is what it is. You just got to look on for the next one. Kind of dwell on the past.
What would you like to see? Would you like to see him go for that rematch with Dubois? Do you feel he can right that wrong?
I think he can. I think he can beat anyone at heavyweight boxing, but it's up to him what he wants to do in it.
And also, stablemate Shabazz Massoudi competes for a world title at the beginning of November against Liam Davies, a man that he's got a history with. It was mentioned at their press conference they fought as amateurs and Shabazz won. Just how much confidence do you have in Shabazz to get the job done?
Yeah, it's a good fight. Shabazz has been in the gym non-stop, been sparring well, doing everything right, living the life. Yeah, Liam's a tough fighter, good fighter, but I think Shabazz has got the talent to beat him 100%.
And just very finally, obviously you got your brother Luke McCormack as well. We've seen the start of his pro career this year. Two fights in now?
Two stoppages, yeah.
Just how impressed you with the way he started his pro career?
Yeah, he was always suited for the pros, to be honest. Rough, tough, game to get in there. But yeah, I think he's going to do well in the pros. He's got pro style, hits hard, can take a shot, and yeah, he's fan friendly.
Well, Pat, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and best of luck October 26th. Thank you very much, my friend.